Hi guys, Yoga and Matt here today. A very big announcement, and if you stay tuned to the end of the video, there's going to be a potentially game-changing Japanese add-on coming out. So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, okay, so the big announcement is that Yoga and I have decided to combine our Patreons into one mass immersion approach Patreon. And we and Yoga have been thinking about doing this for a while. The rationale behind it is that although I haven't really done that great of a job of making this clear, MIA was something that Yoga and I started together from the beginning. It's always been our joint endeavor. And so anything that I'm working on, that's always for the sake of MIA. Anything that Yoga's working on for the sake of MIA. So really all of our work is going towards one cause. Yet at the current moment, I have my own Patreon. Yoga has his own Patreon. And that actually causes us some strain because whenever I'm spending a lot of time planning add-ons and things with Yoga, I feel like that might not be a good use of my time because I'm not going to get credit for that and I should be working on things for my Patreon. Yoga feels the same way when I'm asking him to help me for things that are going to go on my Patreon or go on the MI website. And so we realized that if we just created one unified platform, then it would be a lot easier for us to collaborate because all the time that we spend helping each other is going to benefit us equally.
And guys, especially now that really dope tools are coming and a lot of them are planned, we don't want people to have to think about who they want to be a patron of. So now, the real benefit that you guys get is that you just go to one place and you're going to get all of the benefits from both of our work. And we feel that combining our Patreons really is going to just give everybody who supports MIA and what we're hoping to achieve a single place to go.
Yeah, and so in reality, not that much is actually going to be changing. Basically, we're just going to be transforming my Patreon into the Mass Immersion Approach Patreon account because obviously mine's the one that is bigger. I've been doing it a lot longer. And so basically, my Patreon is mostly just going to stay the same, except that at each tier, there's just going to be additional benefits because everything that Yoga's doing is going to be added on. And so it's basically just going to be twice the value for the same price. And so to walk through the tiers real quick, so the $1 tier is still going to remain access to view the official Mass Immersion Approach Discord server. The $3 tier is going to be monthly bonus content from both Yoga and me. And the $5 tier is what we're calling the value tier because this is really kind of what we think personally is the best value because you're getting, first of all, the beta releases of all the original MIA tools and resources, meaning that you get to become a beta tester and participate in the process of honing these add-ons and other tools and making them as good as possible. Also, you get to use them a lot earlier than everyone else, although, of course, there may be some bugs. And you also get to view the bi-weekly Q&A videos that I do. So twice a month, I make a roughly hour-long Q&A video answering the top-voted questions from patrons. And then also once a month, you get to see YogaCast, Yoga's live stream, where he calls on a patron and, you know, they talk about interesting stuff and have a good time. And then the $10 tier is where you get to speak within the server, talk to other people, get your questions answered. And the $15 tier is where I will put your name at the end of all my main channel videos. And I know that I haven't been doing this for the past few months because I kind of totally forgot about it, but I'm gonna start doing it again. I'm gonna get diligent about it. I promise, now that I'm planning on getting back into making a little bit more high effort main channel videos. So yeah, go check out the Patreon for all the little details.
And guys, I do want to say, everyone who is my current patron doesn't have to worry because I'm going to keep my Patreon up until the end of the month and all of the benefits are still going to come out on there as well as on the official MIA Patreon. So it will not be closed until the end of the month and everyone who is currently a patron will definitely get all of the benefits. And I invite you to go ahead and join the MIA Patreon if you're already not a member. And I just want to say thanks a lot if you choose to support us. And now Matt's going to show you this really cool add-on. It's actually a vastly improved version of the Japanese support add-on. It includes pitch accent and a lot of other cool stuff.
Okay, so just to take you guys on a quick tour of the add-on, first I'll just show you how to install it real quick. So when you download it, it's going to be in a RAR file like this. And so you want to maneuver to your add-ons folder, which is going to be your base drive, and then the folder users, and then whatever name of account you're on, app data, roaming, Anki, and then add-ons 2.1, because currently the add-on only works for Anki 2.1. And so then you're going to want to extract the contents of the RAR into your add-ons folder. By the way, the reason why it takes so long to extract is that within the add-ons folder is MP3 files for every single word in Japanese, and you're going to see why that is in just a second. Okay, so once it's finished, then you can close this out. You don't really need to hang on to this file anymore. And now when you open up Anki, the add-on should be installed. Okay, so the way that the add-on has been designed is that you can use it right out of the box without messing with any of the settings, or you can go into the configuration file and customize just about every single thing about the add-on. So in this video, I'm just going to be giving a super quick overview, so I'm just going to be showing you how to use it out of the box, but just keep in mind that if there's something about a feature that you would like to change or that you don't like, it's probably customizable in the configuration file. So right out of the box, you should find that after you install the add-on, there's a new card type added to your collection called MIA Japanese. Now again, you can delete this card type if you don't like it, you can change it later, but this is just so that people who don't want to mess with the configuration file don't have to. So the way that the MIA Japanese card type works is that it's designed for sentence cards. So you would put the sentence in the expression field, the definitions and pictures, anything else you need in the meaning field, audio in the audio field, and then I'll explain the audio on front field in just a minute. So just for example, let's say that we wanted to learn the word namae, and so we found this I+1 sentence, inu ni namae o tsukeru. And so we're going to put that sentence in the expression field. In the meaning field, we can put the English definition. And just for fun, let's put the monolingual definition as well. So after you install the add-on, you should find that there are 3 new buttons added to your ad screen. So this first button is bun, it means sentence. This one is go, it means word. And then we have saku, which is short for sakujo and means delete. So again, you can customize exactly what each of these buttons does, but I'm going to show you what they do out of the box. So out of the box, the bun button adds furigana and pitch accent for all the words in the field. So if I go ahead and press that, it's going to generate the furigana and pitch accents. Now, the furigana comes from a program called MiCab. It's the same thing that the original Japanese support add-on used, except we've improved it a little bit, and we're going to continue to improve it. So the parsing is a little bit more accurate than the original one. And then the pitch accent actually comes from Yoga's personal compiled pitch accent dictionary, which is a dictionary that he made by combining other pitch accent dictionaries and is pretty accurate. Although we're also going to continue to improve it along with time. So I'll put a link in the description to Yoga's video where he talks about the details of his personal pitch accent dictionary. But anyway, although this notation might look a little bit unfamiliar, it's actually quite simple, and I'm going to be explaining it in just a minute. But first, I think it's going to be easier to just show rather than tell. So let's also just go ahead real quick and generate the readings and pitch accent for the meaning field. Just give it a tag. And then let's just generate it. So we made that card and we actually view it. We see that what we have on the front of the card is, first, it right here just says reibun, which means example sentence. It just tells you what card type it is. This Nihongo right here is the tag. If you change the tag, it will change what shows up here. And then we have the sentence with no furigana or pitch accent. So we can see that in the field, although it has all this other notation and stuff, the add-on automatically takes that off when you're viewing the front of the card, so that obviously you have to read it yourself. Now, when we view the back of the card, we see that it adds pitch accent coloring and the readings of each word. So the way that the pitch accent coloring works is that, I'm not going to go into detail, but there's a very limited number of pitch accent patterns in Japanese, and so by assigning one color to each of the patterns, then the add-on will automatically color each word to match its pattern, and that makes it very easy to memorize because humans have very strong visual memory. And of course, you can customize the colors in the configuration file. But the really cool thing is that, let's say that you're new to pitch accent, you haven't memorized the patterns yet, you haven't memorized any colors. Well, out of the box, it has this feature where if you hover over a word, it gives you a pop-up that shows the pitch accent and the reading. So we can see right here, inu drops after nu, Namae is flat, doesn't drop, and then tsukeru drops after the ke. And of course, you can turn off this feature if you don't like it, but that's pretty cool. And then the way that it's designed by default is that when you look at the meaning field, although it's just showing up as normal black text, again, it's taking off all the stuff inside the brackets. If we hover over words, it's going to be showing us the reading and pitch accent. So this is going to be very useful for people that are just starting to go monolingual. So basically what's going on here is that we've designed a very simple notation for the pitch accent and the furigana, where we can see it's just, there's a space between each word. And then after each word, there is brackets. And inside the brackets, we have the furigana, a semicolon, and then a letter. So the letter right here is what corresponds to the pitch accent patterns. In my model of pitch accent, there's 5 patterns: heiban, atamadaka, nakadaka, odaka, and kifuku. I'll be talking about that in another video if that sounds unfamiliar. But anyway, it's just the first letter of each word. Oops. And so, for example, if we found that the parser made a mistake and that this word inu was actually not odaka, it was atamadaka, we could just change out the O for an A. Oops. And it will automatically change the color and pitch accent graph. Or let's say actually it was heiban, change it to an H, and we can change it that easily. And that's what's really cool. Now, the way that the add-on actually works is that the add-on edits your card templates and puts all the necessary code for this notation to work inside of your card template. So you can see we have all this JavaScript right here. And this allows the add-ons to work on every different platform. So this hovering feature is all going to work on Anki Web, Anki Droid, and Anki Mobile. And also that means that you can do things like easily edit the pitch accent and furigana on mobile as well, because even if you're on your phone, again, you could just change one letter when you're editing your card, and that is going to be reflected in the pitch accent. Now, to show you some other features real quick, if we highlight a word and then press the goal button, it's going to automatically add audio for that word from the field, and this audio is taken from the NHK Accent Dictionary. It's native audio, and this is pretty cool because it's smart enough to understand conjugation. So for example, even if I said tabete, stop it, highlighted that and pressed go, it's still going to unconjugate it and get me the audio for taberu. So that's pretty cool. Now, what this last field is, audio on front, it's actually a conditional field. And how that works is that it doesn't really matter what you actually put in the field. All that matters is whether it is filled or not. So it's basically like an on-off switch. So let me just pretend I have the audio for a full sentence, right? So let's just pretend we made this card with subs to SRS, and we have the whole sentence audio here. So if you leave audio on front blank, then it's going to have just the text on the front of the card, and then the audio and everything else on the back. But if you fill this field, what it's going to do is rearrange the card so that you have just audio on the front and then the text on the back. So basically, you can instantly change your card from being a text card to an audio card by filling or emptying this field. And you can do this at any point in the card's life. If you randomly feel like making a card into a text card because the audio is too difficult, then you can just erase the stuff from the field and it will go back to being a text card. Now, some other stuff to go over. So if you've ever used the original Japanese support add-on, you might remember that how it worked was that you would paste the raw Japanese sentence into one field, press tab, and then it would generate the furigana readings in a separate field. So one benefit of the MIA Japanese support add-on is that it does this all in a single field and saves you space on your card. So we can see this is the sentence. It's all in the expression field. It has the brackets and everything, except on the front of the card, it's just the raw sentence, and on the back, it has all the notation. But one potential downside of this is that it makes it hard to search for the text in your cards, because normally this bar at the top of Anki, it searches for whatever is in your cards verbatim. And so if I just searched and searched it wouldn't come up because that's not what's in the field, right? What's in the field is filled with brackets and things like that. So we've automatically added this feature into the add-on where if you add no brackets or no BR, anywhere in the search, it can be at the beginning or at the end, and then search, then it will search through the brackets and find how the text shows up on your card. So that's a cool little feature to get around that potential downside. So just some other features real quick while we're in the browser. There is actually a feature of mass generation. So if you highlight a chunk of cards and then go to Edit, Generate Accent / Furigana, you can choose whatever field you want and generate either the pitch accents or the furigana or both. or add audio, or add pitch accent graphs, anything you want. And so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to show the last button. Basically, the last button just removes all the brackets and notation. So it's going to make the sentence look how it looks before you pressed the boon button. So if you press boon, it adds the furigana and pitch accent. You press saku, it just moves it back. So yeah, that's only a really basic introduction to the features. Again, there's a lot of other cool stuff you can do if you check out the configuration file. For example, there's some kind of Easter egg features, like if you turn on historical conversion to both, and then katakana conversion to on, you can make all of your sentence cards look like they were written in the Meiji period. So basically, it's going to turn all the kanji that were simplified after World War II to the original pre-World War II version. And it's going to change the kana spelling to the pre-World War II kana spelling. And it's going to put all kana to katakana, because that's actually how things were written in the Meiji period. So we can see right here, it's all katakana. If I typed in a simplified kanji, or a kanji that was simplified after World War II as the original, and if I type something like, desho, it has the alternate spelling, and of course it's katakana. So it's kind of fun, and the cool thing about this, right, is that it's not actually changing what's in your field, it's just changing the code on the back of your card, and so it's basically converting what's in your field to this in real time. And so that way, if you just randomly want to rep in all katakana one day to practice your katakana, you can do that. And again, because it's actually editing your card template, it's going to work on mobile as well. But I will say that whenever you make a change to your card template in the configuration file, in order for that change to actually sync to Anki Web so that it will also work on mobile, you have to do a full sync. And so how you do that is you go to Tools, Preferences, Network, and then you check this box, Make Next Sync a full sync. And that way when you sync, it'll say, do you want to upload to Anki Web or download from Anki Web? You hit upload, and then it will do all the changes. So whenever you make subtle changes to your card template, then you have to do a full change in order to make that sync. So yeah, that was just a really quick run through of some of the basic features. Again, there's a lot more that you can do with it. And there's going to be a video on our Patreon explaining all the nook and crannies of how the add-on works, exactly how you can customize everything, and all the other features. So if you're interested, go check that out. Thank you so much if you decide to support us and become a beta tester of this add-on, because we want to continue to improve it so that we can get it to the point where we can release it publicly for free and have it make a real impact in the Japanese learning community. So thanks so much again, and I'll see you next time, guys.